Are you looking to make positive changes in your life to become a more healthier and confident version of yourself? Look no further than Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. The Farrell's family is the most accepting and supportive community that will guide you on your fitness and nutrition journey. I was overweight, eating horribly, and all around not doing good mentally. I used to believe that going to Farrell's was only for the super fit who endured intense workouts and cliques that mocked the less fit. However, I discovered that this was just a myth I had made up, so I didn't have to get healthy. In the beginning of my journey, I was given the best advice to just show up and focus on the fact that it was my workout and to give it what I can in that moment. You don't need to be the best. You don't need to be doing the most of anything or go crazy. You just need to show up and do what you were able to do in that day. Do you. Little did I know this was going to be the model through it all in my life going forward. Let me share my story with you. For 20 years, I struggled with weight and exercising, trying fad diets and workout plans with limited success. Then, starting in 2020, the pandemic worsens the situation. I indulged in unhealthy habits, including extra pantry trips, extra beverages, no extra steps, as my commute and activity became the walk to my remote workstation at the dining room table. The pounds started to accumulate. In late 2020, I was laid off from my job at 21 years. The stress eating and drinking started to ramp up and the depression set in. I stopped doing many things with my kids, my wife, family, and friends. I would constantly make excuses to skip out on activities and events. This was especially hard for my youngest son, who wanted me to join him for everything, all the different sports and everything. The cherry on top was my annual wellness exam, where the doctor told me that I needed to change my trajectory based on cholesterol and weight trending in a horrible, bad direction. I was treating my body horribly. I was the highest weight I'd been in my whole life. At that point in time, I was certainly not being the awesome husband or father I really wanted to be. I felt defeated, out of shape, and beaten down mentally. I was letting everyone in my life down, including myself. I knew inside I wasn't doing well, and that keeping it to myself wasn't going to help me get any better. So I started talking with my partner in life, my wife, and my closest friends. This was a support system I needed to start with mentally just to keep me going day to day. It was during one of these chats with my good friend that I first heard about Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping. I was skeptical, but he raved about how much he liked the people and suggested I check it out. Initially, I wasn't interested. My mental state at the time was telling me that Farrell's was not for someone like me. I could see it already. Going to a boot camp to get yelled at wasn't my idea of a good time. After days of him pushing me to join him, he recruited a neighbor friend to start talking to me about Farrell's as well. Then the two of them assured me that it was a welcoming place and it was a great support system and that I should try it out. Finally, I said, okay, I'll give it a try. Boy, I was dreading that first day. I expected it to be a horrible experience. I was sure I was going to be the one in the back, just being looked at, and the instructor was just going to pick on me. I was totally wrong. It was the day that changed my life. I walked through those doors and instantly was met with the kindness and openness that you experience with family. The instructor, the coaches, the other members accepted me as I was and wanted to give me the motivation to start my fitness journey. I worked my butt off for those first 45 minutes. After that experience, I was hooked. This was the final piece to my support system I needed to help me to become a better version of myself. I went home, talked it over with my wife about this new commitment. Both of us agreed that this is what I needed as a final, piece in order to help me become the better version of myself that I wanted to be. I signed up for Farrell's. I signed up for the 10-week challenge. It produced incredible results. I love the results so much. I wanted to continue this journey and have Farrell's in my corner with me, so I signed up for the national challenge. At the time of beginning my 1-year challenge, my kids were 15, 11, and 8. It was the beginning of summer and an extremely busy time for our family schedule. I was working again, and my wife and I had to drive kids to a number of different day camps and community ed activities. I also had to drive our oldest child to work and also teach them how to drive. This was on top of busy weekends that summer brings for family events and vacations. And trying to get to workout classes became a juggling act. It was not easy, and the opportunity to slip and miss my commitment to myself occurred a bit too much. And to add to it all, my right knee decided it was going to add to my struggles. I was in pain, and my knee was hindering my workouts. Right before my first testing for the national challenge, I was ready to quit, but my Farrell's family came to my aid and encouraged me to show up and do what I could do to that day, do me. I continued, but the knee continued to give me issues. The knee pain turned into torn meniscus in multiple places, Owie! Torn cartilage, and a cyst under my kneecap, and I needed surgery to repair it. Again, I used this as a reason to try to quit, but coaches and family didn't let me bow out early. They encouraged me to keep showing up and to continue to work out what I could do that day. The surgery resulted in me missing a few weeks of classes, but I went back and did what I could, using needed modifications for my knee. I kept showing up and everything was starting to get better, but I was thrown yet another curveball. I had pain in my left shoulder and discovered that I had stretched out my bicep where it connects to the shoulder. My body was really fighting the new me I was working to try to become. I again turned to my Farrell's family and was met with more encouragement and motivation to continue to show up and do what I could. So I managed the pain and it continued to show up and decided my workout level based on that day. I finally got through the worst part of my injuries and into the final stretch of my challenge. I wasn't going to let the injuries dictate my finish. I worked extremely hard in my daily workouts at the studio as well as my nutrition. I really started noticing changes in my fitness and wellness outside of the gym, as I was doing many of the out-of-studio activities with my wife and youngest son. The new version of me that I knew I needed at the starting line of my Farrell's journey was truly beginning to show up in every day of my life for myself and for my family. Man, what a journey. I had to overcome my mental hurdles. I pushed through all the quitting temptations, and I continued to show up. I was truly blessed with an amazing wife, kids, family, friends, fellow challenge participants, dedicated coaches, and my Farrell's family. With their support, I successfully completed the national challenge. This is just the beginning of my new fitness chapter, thanks to Farrell's. The best part is how I feel every day. My confidence and self-esteem is back because I am now able to keep up with my youngest kid, engage in the things with my family, am happy and excited to attend family events, get-togethers with friends, and to do all the fun activities I was missing out before I started this new lifestyle. I am now able to enjoy my life in a way that wasn't possible previously, and I'm so thankful for that. I am grateful to my Farrell's family for restoring my confidence, reigniting my motivation, and providing me with the workouts, the nutrition tools, and coaching on my fitness journey. Farrell's is the place for anyone, regardless of your fitness level. The owners, the instructors, coaches, and fellow members are all amazing and are very welcoming. If someone like me can achieve these goals, you certainly can too. Show up, do what you can, and do you. By joining Farrell's family today, you can experience a transformation firsthand.